Hello, everyone. On this podcast, we are going to talk about teaching students with other special learning needs, specifically those gifted, creative, and talented. These kids perform at higher levels than the rest of their peers. They accomplish more things, they have more experience, they work in a different environment than the rest, and because of these characteristics, they require different services and activities that are not ordinarily provided in their schools. In order to mention some examples of definitions for these students, it can be said that there is a three trait definition, including above average ability, task commitment, and creativity. And then it's also special high attitude, potential, or ability, synthetic, analytic, and practical intelligence, and multiple intelligences. So, talking about the intellectually gifted, those students are the ones that perform very good on the standardized tests, and they have very good grades on the school. They perform very good orally, and they have great memory, and they have good literacy abilities. Also, they are good when reading and writing, and they have outstanding critical thinking and problem solving abilities, which makes them be above many others in their class. Then we have the creative and talented students. They excel on visual and performing arts or in other particular areas. And Davis 1995 listed 12 categories for these students. And those are original, independent, risk-taking, aware of creativeness, energetic, curious, with sense of humor, attracted to complexity, artistic, open-minded, and they need time alone and are very intuitive. Now, there's something interesting about all this. Those students, many of them, remain unidentified or hidden. Just imagine yourself being different than the rest. It doesn't matter if you are better than them. You may feel like you are not part of the group, like you are not related to your peers, and you may feel like a creep, like a weird person. So they may need professional care, assistance, and probably a counselor in order to guide their thoughts into the right path. According to Gregory Starnes and Blaylock in 1988 and also to Patton in 1997, some suggestions to find gifted students to help these students feel identified with their culture, language values, and worldviews of culturally and linguistically diverse students and their families. This will be a good identification process. Then, on the assessments matter, we need to use both qualitative and quantitative assessments. And also, something very important is that we need to educate the public to recognize the ways that giftedness can be manifested. After this, we need to incorporate all these in the instructional program. We need to make sure that whatever we identified before is included there. There are some issues on identification of these students and also in the assessments, and is that there are many different ways and methods to find them. But do they really work? Sometimes we may think that we know how intelligent a person is, but we might be wrong. So one approach will be to standardize tests, and these results will hopefully prove if the person is gifted or not. And in some other schools, a multiple measures or multiple criteria approach is implemented, like family histories or student work samples, to mention some. There are some acceleration or enrichment programs which are controversial, as acceleration can be to admit a child to school early, skipping grades, and this is controversial because some people think that it might harm the social emotional development of these gifted students. So after seeing all these aspects, we know that there should be an adaptation on instructional materials. It might be necessary to be changing the curriculum materials for these students. The evaluation procedures should be different, and we as teachers, we need to be prepared for all that. Also, these students can be peer assistants and help the other ones that are behind of the other classmates to level up with the rest. Finally, I wanted to say that these students should not be seen as disabled. Instead of disabled, there are people that can enlighten the path for all of us and prepare a better world where we can achieve great things together. Thank you very much.